10:32. Wow. Hey, I just signed up. It said 10:28 a minute ago. I just fast forwarded 4 minutes. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including what's going on with all the MCU changes. Elizabeth Olsen said that, well, she might want to be done with it. Wow, that's incredible. We got some festival headlines to talk about. If you were going to start watching Bollywood movies, where should you start there? There's an article up. We'll take a look at that list. It's Monday, so we'll talk about the weekend's box office report, but we start off today's show by talking about that Godzilla Minus One trailer that dropped this morning. Godzilla Minus One trailer sees legendary kaiju wreak havoc once again. And yeah, guys, if you haven't watched this trailer, I'm not going to do a reaction for it because it's teaser, but it's like it's Toho, right? So it's Japanese made, and usually this is like man in suit kind of stuff. And I got to tell you, they show you right up off the bat, it's not man in suit anymore. While it still kind of follows that iconic design, it's CGI, and right then you're like, oh, it's CGI, it can't be that good. Wrong, dead wrong. It's good. It's actually done fairly well. It's the VFX written and directed by Takashi Yamazaki. So it looks like this guy has a visual effects background, and it pays off, man. It pays off really good. So I'm not going to go through it all, but as you can see there, it looks like Godzilla's coming through the clouds there. What does he look like? Well, you can see him there in the rearview mirror. Is that Godzilla? So he's got the same form, the same shape. It's not the same as like the North American version, which is fine. We've got different Batman. Why can't we have different Godzillas? No, I mean, it's still going to have some iconic signature looks to it, but man, that looks absolutely epic. I think that looks fantastic. He's biting a train there. Wow. And then of course his tail wipes down buildings, and the guy who directed this did the visual effects as well. What I liked about this, which is pointed out, is that when he's walking on the concrete or pavement or whatever, he's destroying it. He's like, yeah, of course, our infrastructure would buckle to the massive weight that Godzilla would have, and you don't see that in the North American versions. That was pointed out to me, and that's cool. Like all of this, like that, if that's rear projection or green screen work, that looks awesome. So yeah, now his feet are very reptilian. Well, look at those claws. Very different feet, right? Yeah, that looks great. I got no complaints here. Post-war Japan had lost everything. And then it just goes on to show some of his aftermath from 0 to minus. So that's what it's referring to. That's where the title comes in. So Godzilla 0, like I guess 0 is when he arrives, but after he leaves everything, it's minus kind of thing, right? There's nothing left. I think that's what it's trying to refer to. And I think that's him swimming underneath a boat. Now we've seen that before, but I think when it's a little bit more subtle like this, I think it's a little bit more ominous is the word that I would use. And why were we called out here? Take a look at Godzilla. So the acting looks like it's pretty. What the heck was that? Was that his hand? That's his hand, right? Grabbing a hold of this battleship. Wow. Epic. And I'm glad that they've gone with the CG route. The man in suit. Yeah, it was time for that to retire. But James, haven't you followed all this stuff? They got rid of the man in suit a long time ago. Yeah, but the CG just wasn't up to snuff with some of them. You hear him roar here at the end. Can I play that? Permission to play him roar. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see if I can pull that up here. I just gotta switch over the audio, and we will hear him roar, hopefully. No, that was just him crashing down. I thought you heard him roar. Oh, whoops, I didn't hit the... I muted the audio, my bad. Oh, yeah. So that was, I guess that was the bomb going off, right? I thought you heard him roar. It does have that... Whoa, wow, what was that? Yeah, that. Did I miss that? So is that his atomic breath? Yeah, that's his atomic breath, right? Blowing up that ship. Wow. Everyone's dead. Yeah, it looks great.
Godzilla.
Yeah. Great trailer. Did you guys check this out? Let me know if you did in the comments below, because that's Godzilla, and it's cool. I'm a Godzilla fan. I hope you guys are too. Let's just see what people are saying about it in the comments section. Looks incredible. I love the way they show Godzilla isn't just walking around, he destroys everything. Yeah. I like how Toho is modernizing the franchise without losing their style or identity. I love how Godzilla is basically like a vengeful force of nature that seems to have an actual grudge against Japan instead of the gorilla fighting lizard hero. Yeah, so that's some shade at Godzilla versus Kong there. A little bit of a fracture in the fan base there, but whatever. You know, I like both of them. I just like to see different iterations. As I said, it's kind of like Batman, where there's different, you know, people taking it on. Like there's different, like Matt Reeves Batman to Snyder Batman. You know, there's just different iterations, so I kind of accept that. But what did you guys think about that trailer, that teaser trailer, Godzilla Minus One? I think that it looks pretty cool. Does it? Oh yeah, it does say it, he does roar here at the end. Let's close it out with that. I turn on the sound and in theaters nationwide December 1st, guys. Cool. Yeah, thumbs up in my book. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. All right, let's move on with some more movie news. That we're hey, we do a live show 10:30 a.m. Come check us out. It's Monday, so let's talk about the weekend's box office report and the Equalizer coming in at the #1 spot. Yes. Now this is a long weekend here in North America. So if you look at the September 1st to the 3rd. Equalizer's 34.5, but if you get the 4-day weekend, it's saying it's 42 million. So we'll use the 4-day weekend because that's what it is. But it's some curious numbers here. So if we use the 4-day weekend, the top 5 are #1, Equalizer 3, #2, Gran Turismo, #3 is Oppenheimer, #4 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and #5 is Bottoms. Okay, but where is Barbie in this 4-day weekend? So something doesn't add up here, right? Something doesn't add up. So when we look at the normal 3-day weekend, Equalizer's #1, Barbie's #2, Blue Beetle is #3, Gran Turismo is #4, and Oppenheimer is #5. So what the heck is going on here, Box Office Mojo? How are we going to reconcile these vastly different... so you got Gran Turismo second there with 8.5, but on the 3-day weekend, you got 6.5. What? That absolutely makes no sense. Is this just Monday's numbers? It can't be, because look, Equalizer didn't make 42 million on Monday. I think they screwed up. So we'll go more with this one because I think this is where things will land, because for some reason Barbie isn't included on the 4-day, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Gran Turismo is in the second spot, which obviously Barbie beat it with 10 million. So just know that going into it this weekend. We'll use these numbers. But when we pull up the Equalizer coming in at the number 1, that was no surprise. Barbie, what is it? Its 7th week is still in the 2nd spot. Wow. Equalizer 3. I went out and saw this movie on the weekend, guys, and I had lots of fun with it. I hope you guys saw it too. It's a nice little action film that doesn't say any broad statements about society. Well, I guess if you look at the way that it looks at the mafia and mob, how that rules towns, but not really. It's a fantastic movie. 42 million domestically, 26 internationally for 68.1 worldwide on a budget of around 70 million, and that's honestly pretty good, guys. I can't complain about that. It is a good movie. People who went out and saw it liked it. 75 by the critics, 94 by the audience, and you can't complain about that. Yeah, people coming out. Denzel, great performance, and as I said in my review that's up on the channel right now. The town that they shot this in was good. Dakota Fanning. I wanted to make a video about maybe Dakota Fanning because you watch from the trailers, and you kind of got the impression that maybe she would just show up at the end. But no, she's actually got a fairly decent part in it. And Denzel and her have a couple of good scenes together. And yeah, what was it? Stuckman over the weekend said, Chris Stuckman said that in his review that they still have fantastic chemistry. And yeah, they do. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because of Man on Fire. They worked together in the past, but there's like that mentorship appeal, like that translates from the screen, right? You can see that between them. It's kind of like he's mentoring her, and it's really good. So, snapshot reviews. Yeah, we looked at that. Wendy-eyed from the Observer UK. While there are no surprises here, there are visceral kicks to be found in the business-like efficiency of McCall's retribution and the devilish glint in Washington's eye as he delivers it. Yeah, his performance is really good. It's subtle at times, but then when you see him just unleashing his fury, it's just like, wow. Yeah, see, like that, that intensity in his eyes, it pays off, and it's well earned. So it coming in the number 1 spot, 68.1 million worldwide. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Barbie coming along. It's going to be the number 1 movie of the year, I think. Yeah, it beats Super Mario now, right? So 1.3 billion. The only thing that may come close to is maybe that Taylor Swift movie. Probably not, because Taylor Swift's movie is not going to be. It's not going to be released throughout the week. It's just going to be on the weekends, which I think they will go and release it throughout the week because people want to go see it. Blue Beetle, 3rd spot. Now, it's going to be hard to tell between. See, even Blue Beetle's not even on the 4-day weekend release, which kind of sucks. It's moronic. What are you doing, Box Office Mojo? Seriously. Anyway, Gran Turismo drops from 1st down to 4th. I believe that. Which sucks because Gran Turismo was also a very good movie. It's worth seeing in the theaters because of the sound design, because of the racing sequences. I can't complain about that. 30 million domestically, 50 internationally, 80 worldwide. Now, I think that one had a higher budget of like 120 million, was it? Or 130 or something? Or maybe it was even a little bit lower. It's going to crawl, hopefully, towards breaking even. It's going to get good word of mouth once it comes out on streaming. People will be, oh no, it's much better. Oh, that's much better. That's 60 million. See, you can make visual effects movies that are impactful and deliver quality entertainment. You don't need to spend 200 or 300 million on green screen stages trying to make Harrison Ford look like he can still do action. And the Godzilla Minus One trailer proves that too. I'm guessing that doesn't have a huge budget. So if Gran Turismo can do it for 60 million and that kind of a turnaround, that's good. No complaints there. Oppenheimer still hanging in there in the 5th spot. And then TMNT drops out. Bottoms was supposed to have a wider release, only 715 theaters. I'm waiting for it to get to the 2000 because I hear that Bottoms is supposed to be like this raunchy kind of comedy. 2 unpopular queer High school teens, students start a fight club. What? That's the premise? Oh my God. Um, wow, I'm getting shades of a little bit of American Pie in there, like with the raunchiness. I hear it's supposed to be raunchy. I hear it's supposed to be really good. Rated R, an hour and 31 minutes. That's good runtime. When it gets a wider release, guys, I will be checking this movie out. Just because of the people who have seen it have come out and said that it is worth the look. Any other big new releases coming out? The Good Mother. What the heck is The Good Mother? After the murder of her estranged son, a journalist forms an unlikely alliance with his pregnant girlfriend to track down those responsible. Together, they confront a world of drugs and corruption in the underbelly of a small city. The Good Mother. Jeez, I hate these I hate these new Chrome add-ons for, I don't need it popping up on the side. I need it there. Oh, Hilary Swank's in this. Olivia Cook, we've seen her in House of the Dragon, right? Is she the pregnant one? Well, I do like Hilary Swank. She's a fantastic actress, right? I'll watch her in anything. Olivia Cook. Frank Alfano. Fascinating. Smaller budgeted movie, smaller release, right? So, many theaters, only 423. Maybe that'll be in the art house theater. That's just around the corner for me soon. Let me just pull up those listings, and we'll just take a look at those listings. Hopefully that's been updated to reflect some changes. The Good Mother. No? Well, it looks like they got some blank spaces. Maybe that'll fill out a little bit more during the month. And I hope that they get bottoms, because I want to see bottoms. That's pretty much like it's a long weekend. And Equalizer was really the only big release. So it's kind of like, okay, next weekend, Nun 2 is the only other big release. And let's say that Equalizer gets cut in half to around 15 million, 16, 17 million. Can Nun 2 make more than that? It's possible. Horror movies of that ilk usually don't fare that typically well, but they have in the past. Sometimes it's possible. I would expect maybe Nun 2, number 1, Equalizer, number 3, and then Barbie still hanging in there, Equalizer Nun is number 2. Nun 2 is number 1. Equalizer 3 is number 2. That's what's throwing me all off there, all those numbers. Yeah, then Barbie's number 3. And then Blue Beetle and Gran Turismo will round it out. Yeah, but that's the weekend that it's been. Once those numbers get adjusted for this long weekend, maybe we'll look at it again tomorrow just to, verify that that's exactly what happened. I'm sure that things will get shifted around because people have had the day off today. Artglass says Godzilla Minus One is an odd title. Japan had an IP for Godzilla, so I'm so happy to see this movie. Good to see Blue Beetle cleared 100 million globally. It might take its budget back. Maybe. Blue Beetle. Did it? Yeah, 101 million. Let's take a look at the Blue Beetle budget. Oh yeah, 104 million. So yeah, it's gonna crawl across the break-even line for the budget, but you got to think of marketing and the theater percentages. It'll get there. Actually, I don't know if it'll get there because it's going to lose so much momentum here in September. It's still high. It's still high for a budget like that, for a movie that it was. Again, with the visual effects, Gran Turismo and Godzilla are saying that you can make these smaller visual effects movies. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's the weekend's box office report. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Hey guys, there are all my other social media handles that you can follow. We're on Twitch. We do Twitch live on usually a daily basis. It's been a long weekend, so I've been out doing stuff. So I apologize for being away this weekend. But on TikTok and Instagram, you can find extended versions of some of those shorts that we did, like our monthly ranked videos. Those get 90-second versions on TikTok and Instagram. So go check that out. Speaking of which, what else can you find here on the channel? Well, we do other small, like I sometimes cut out these stories and put them up on the channel by themselves. We covered that Taylor Swift story, a huge story. And that ranked video is up on the channel right now of all the movies that I've seen in August. Go check that out. Where does Gran Turismo rank? Was it number one? You have to check it out. Equalizer 3 review is up on the channel. My straight out of the theater reaction. That's a lot of fun. Of course, my review for Gran Turismo, To Catch a Killer, trailer reactions for Rebel Moon. Ahsoka episode 3 is up on the channel. A series that nobody's watching, but we are here on the channel because it's Star Wars, and I do like Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson, I think, is perfect casting. So we'll have to see where that goes this week. Episode 4. Apparently, we get to know the identity of that mercenary. With the red lightsaber. We'll see that revealed hopefully this week. And of course, then you know that we do movie news here live at least 3 times a week, sometimes 4, depending on what kind of a week it is. If it's slow, then we usually try to do something else. We got to get back into the movie reactions too. We got to get back into the full movie reactions. I don't want to lose my touch with that. That's an art form where it's got to be kept sharp. Otherwise, it'll lose its momentum. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on to some horror movie news headlines with Saw 11. Really? Well, Saw 10 comes out the end of this month, at the end of September here, September 29th, I believe. Saw X director thinks there will be probably another sequel, of course. Well, if you've gone to Saw 10, these are smaller budgeted films. So, of course, you can crank these out every year, as long as the premise is good. And everything that I've seen from the trailers of Saw 10 looks like it's going to be good. It's going to capture that magic that we've seen in the other Saw films. So, while speaking with SFX Magazine, director Kevin Guttert discussed the future of the franchise. Quote, "There's no obvious new directions to go after this film, but I think there probably will be more Saw movies, particularly if this one is successful." And it's usually these ones are because, as I said, there's a smaller budget, so it doesn't have to make a huge amount. It doesn't have to make 100 million to be successful. It probably doesn't even have to make 70 million, but it's horror and people want to check this out. So Saw 10, the director added, "I truly believe that this is the most standalone Saw film ever since the first one. It's not about knowing or remembering anything about the previous films." And that's what I liked about this, is that it just looks like a small contained side story. It's not tying into the rest of the lore. There's going to be people that show up in it that'll be like, yeah, if you saw the other ones, you would know who this is, but you don't need to watch them to understand what's going on, right? Kind of like Equalizer 3 just did. It's a smaller contained movie that you don't need to watch the first 2 to understand what's going on in Equalizer 3. Same like this Saw 10. You don't need to watch the other ones to figure out what's going on in this one. To finish out the quote, "It's a richer experience if you know what if you know about Saw, because otherwise you won't necessarily know who a man." Oh yeah, okay. So he's talking about some people that show up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and of course. The studios respond to this, right? Saw 10 will hit theaters September 29th, and I will be there. I'll be in the theater with my popcorn going, hope you deliver, man. I hope it's brutal. It's rated R. It kind of lost its mystique because they did kind of run it into the ground by basically rehashing the same movie over and over. Oh, it's Jigsaw's traps, but it's a different slate of people. And that's something that happened with a lot of the horror movie franchises, where it's kind of like, well, it's Freddy, but he's killing a different group of teens this time. No, show us something different. And looks, for all accounts, that Saw 10 is going to show us something a little bit different, a little bit of a different scenario with some familiar beats, of course. But I think, yeah, a Saw 11 is inevitable. Yeah, for sure. It's a franchise that people will just be wanting to go back to. Talking about horror movies, let's move on to Five Nights at Freddy's video game adaptation. Gets a few new posters. Wait a minute, did we see this on Friday? Oh yeah, we saw these posters. These really are nothing. I mean, it's just all the other, all the animatronics coming to life. Now, I'm a little bit on the minority here, because I have seen Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. It's a very much similar premise. But James, the video game came first. Yeah, I know. And at least the main character will talk in this one. So the animatronics are done by Jim Henson Studios. So I think I'm looking forward to that. In cinemas October. This one's better than the whole, they released the whole slate of the different animatronics having their own character posters, just like this, like Fazbear there. Those ones don't impress me. When they actually try to make an actual poster, I think that's fine. Five Nights at Freddy's, October. Was it this one that got moved because of Taylor Swift? No, this one comes out right at Halloween, right? Yeah, October 27th. Yeah. No, it was the other Blumhouse one that got moved because of Taylor Swift. It was the Exorcist movie that got moved. But it looks creepy. And as I said, I'm in the minority on this one, where a lot of people are hyped. The hype for this one is much greater. It's greater than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, Hourglass says, in the live chat, is a bit like Black Phone, but the ghosts are out to get protagonists rather than help them. Oh, that the ghosts are out to get them. Oh, okay. Also, are the animatronics ghosts? I never played the game, but I am curious. I am a horror fan, so we'll take a look at that. And Five Nights at Freddy's, new posters. All right. This is a topic that's it's kind of contentious. The state of comic book movies. It's hard to deny now that comic book fatigue is here. It is real. You can't deny it. And the people that like to poke at, or like say, point at, well, the Batman was successful, James. Joker did so well. What do you mean comic book fatigue? You can't point to one thing, like you're pointing to one little straw in the hay basket, right? And it's kind of like, well, that one was a success, so the rest of it must be good too. Well, no, you're just pointing to one of them. And I think it is here, and comic book movies are on the decline. They're going somewhere. So Elizabeth Olsen is out saying that she's proud of her years with Marvel, but wants to evolve beyond the MCU. Well, here's the thing too, and it came up on Christian Harloff's channel. It's something that he says all the time too. The people that made Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, they didn't watch WandaVision. It's like they came out and declared that you didn't watch WandaVision, so why are you working with a character that, you never watched the material that came before it? And the MCU is a property where you have to be aware of the stuff that came before it. It's not like Saw 10 or Equalizer 3, where it's a small, confined side story. There's events that happen that other writers are just not paying attention to. They're not incorporating in their story. And like I can't watch Multiverse of Madness anymore with what they did with the Scarlet Witch character with Wanda, because Wanda, after WandaVision, she was my favorite. I was rooting for her. I wanted to see her go off and evolve into this like anti-hero kind of thing. And they just, I don't know. It was just kind of like, I kind of agree with her that she kind of, yeah, it's time to move on. Let's see what she said here in a quote. Um, I'm trying to figure it out because specifically in the last 4 years, my output has been Marvel. It's not that I don't want to be associated as just this character, but I really feel like I need to be building other parts back up for balance. Yeah, I so much want to do films right now, and I hope some of them come together in the way I feel like they can. But yeah, that's something that I need. I just need other characters in my life. There's no longevity in one character. Well, Batman and Superman, and yeah, they would think otherwise, but you've had other people play them. She's a good actress. She really is. And I agree that I think it is time to move on for her, especially if they're not going to do anything relevant with her character. Um, yeah. She says she has no idea what's next for Scarlet Witch. If someone were to tell me that I'm fired from Marvel movies, I will feel proud of what we made, and I am just trying to figure out how to load up other films and characters so it becomes less about Marvel of it all. Yeah, so she's ready. She's primed to move on. And as I said, the writers, they got to sort it out, man. They've got to sort it out. And with all the changes that have been coming up with the TV stuff, it doesn't seem like they've been sorting it out. It's kind of like they've been juggling. They put up a whole bunch of stuff up in the air, all these projects, and they've had no idea how to tie all these projects together. And they hope that it lands cohesively. And that's not how you operate a business, man. You just don't throw things up in the air and hope things work out for the best. You throw things up with a plan and a direction and a drive. And that feeling of it having a drive to somewhere has been lacking. So over the weekend, I think it was on Friday, Agatha Coven of Chaos gets a new title. Agatha has switched, like, if you follow it on Twitter, it's been kind of like Agatha has switched names. They put out a whole bunch of side series of characters like Echo. Like, do we need an Echo series? And it's kind of like, I don't know, man. Covenant of Chaos gets a new title. It's now going to be called, what is it going to be called? Agatha something or other. James, it's in here. Oh yeah, Ironheart is the other spinoff. Sorry. Daredevil Born Again has been pushed. Wonder Man has been pushed indefinitely. And now it's been called Agatha Darkhold. Darkhold Diaries. I don't know why you keep on changing it. From what I understand, I thought this one was almost done. I thought it was almost done in fact, I think it is in the can, isn't it? These rumors are earlier. Loki season 2 will be out, and What If I don't really care about. Again, with these side things, and What If is harmless because it's all that one. You know distinctly that it is a side project. Echo, I don't care about. Ironheart, I just don't care about. Again, you're setting up these side things for properties that didn't fare all that well, like the Hawkeye series. Nobody's talking about it. Ironheart from Wakanda Forever. Nobody's talking about that. And nobody saw her and said, oh, we need an Ironheart spinoff. But they greenlit it and put it up, and it's like, again, it goes back to that throwing things up in the air and hoping it sticks. That's contributing to part of this decline that we're seeing in the MCU, which is helping to only further the decline of comic book movies and accenting comic book fatigue. So I know it's not things that people want to hear because there still are hardcore MCU fans. There's still people that are fans of these properties and characters that want to see them, but it's minute and it's showing across the board for a lot of things. Like nobody watched Secret Invasion. We did here on the channel, and I actually thought it was the best thing since WandaVision, but nobody watched it. I forgave that hokey ending where she got all the powers. Because there's a way to retcon that and say that the powers were only limited for a certain amount of time that they could explain later on. we'll have to wait and see how all that works out. Ben Mendelsohn and Sam Jackson, they carried that series for me. And Emilia Clarke did okay too, but you can see that it's seriously, it is on the decline, and we'll have to see how things, if they can recover, if they can rebound. James, all it'll take is one good movie to turn it around. No, not one good movie. You need a slew of them again, because it's just not there. That magic is gone. If people are in the mentality of, well, if I miss this MCU series, I'm not missing much. If I miss this MCU movie, I'm not really missing much. It's not an event anymore, and films need to be an event. Films need to show us things we haven't seen before. And just doing the same movie over again, but a new slate of people, that's not the same thing. Like, oh, it's a new superhero. He gets his powers, and we see that character discover the new powers. No, we've seen that countless times. You got to show us something different, right? Elizabeth Olsen was great in Wind River. Yeah, she was fantastic. A haunting movie, Wind River. I'd like to see more of her in a dominant role. What I liked about Wind River too was it's got a great shootout sequence at the end. One of the best shootout scenes in a while that I've seen. And it's got the singer from the Headstones. If you're a Headstones fan in it, the singer of that, he plays a small role in that. He's one of the bad guys that shows up, and he's like, hey buddy, open up the door. You got FBI standing right in front of the door. That guy. He's the singer of a rock band called Headstones. Anyway, I thought that was a cool bit of trivia. I'm digressing here. Artglass says, I suppose with a lot of these spin-off stories, there are female lead, and perhaps Marvel are attempting to address a gender balance and offer more role models to type of heroine. But the thing is that if that's your focus, that's the social commentary narrative that people are very upset about, because it feels like you're shoving it down people's throats. That's the wokeism that people they don't want any part of. And if you get a little bit of a whiff of that, then people just turn up their nose. And then, of course, you give fuel to the fodder of all the other people out there on their bandwagons saying, ooh, you can't watch this because this is just wokeism. They're trying to tell you how to think and feel. And it's kind of like, well, that's what art has always done, guys. Art has always inspired people to think and feel. Oh, yeah. It's moronic. All right, let's move on. Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite directors. He's up there in my Mount Rushmore. Christopher Nolan. Is Christopher Nolan the greatest director of the last 25 years? He's got the slate to prove it. He's got the chops. Obviously, box office-wise, he's not the top. James Cameron is that. James Cameron is also in my Mount Rushmore. He's Christopher Nolan. He's one of the directors out there where it's like he's made a new movie, you're going to go check it out, regardless of what the subject matter is. And I thought that Oppenheimer would suffer because of the subject matter. I was proven wrong, happily, because when I went to see it in the big theater with the big sound, wow, Nolan delivers. He always delivers. He's just one of those guys that he brings home that cheddar, man. And a great experience. So, this article up here is trying to make the case that he's the greatest. And then they talk about some of the other ones that could be up there. Robert Ryan Coogler. He needs more of a catalog. Robert Eggers, that's a possibility. Lighthouse, Northman, The Witch, Sam Mendes, meh. Jordan Peele, he'll get there eventually, I think, Jordan Peele. He kind of wavered a little bit with Us. I like Nope. I want to watch Nope with you guys here on the channel. If it comes out on Netflix, we're watching it. Denis Villeneuve is definitely going to be one up there. I'll watch anything Denis Villeneuve puts out. I recently rewatched a reactor to Prisoners, and I was hard on Prisoners when it first came out. I liked it, but it was kind of like, it's not as good as people were thinking, but Prisoners has aged very well. It's a dark, hard film to watch. And I would agree with Villeneuve. So who do we got here in my top five right now? You got Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, Denis Villeneuve, Lynn Ramsey, Alejandro Gonzalez. Bong Joon-ho will be up there for a lot of people. Yeah. So did people vote? Is there a vote? Yeah, I guess you can go vote on that. Who else would be in my top five? Despite Mank, I think Fincher still has got some great talent. Who else am I missing? I know people could throw in there Spielberg or Scorsese. Actually, to tell you the truth, who else would be in my top five of the Mount Rushmore? I know people go, what? Huh? George Lucas. George Lucas. See, you watched the making of the prequels, like all those making of videos. He's the way that he crafted all of that and was able to juggle all those balls up in the air and still put out a movie. Like I think I really like the prequels, and George Lucas pioneered the digital technology for cameras and stuff. Great director. Ron Howard, yeah, he'd be up there. Spike Lee, yeah. Ridley Scott. Antoine Fuqua, Equalizer. He's building up the resume to be up there as well. I want to see female directors get up there as well. I think Bryce Dallas Howard's got a great future in front of her. A lot of people like Patty Jenkins, but I hear a lot of weird stuff behind Patty Jenkins about like her work mentality and stuff behind the scenes. Anyway, yeah, Christopher Nolan. Is he the greatest in the last 25 years? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I just thought it was a curious little thing to take a look at. Talking about David Fincher, is one of my favorite directors. He's got a new movie coming out called The Killer, and we'll talk about some of the festival headlines, because Venice Film Festival is on, Toronto Film Festival is soon, a whole bunch of stuff coming out. So David Fincher's noir thriller with Michael Fassbender, The Killer, gets rousing standing ovation at Venice. Now, I said, you heard me say about these standing ovations at festivals. It's people that got invited there, of course, they're going to clap and stuff, right? Fincher basked in a 7-minute applause. And Fincher's the kind of guy that would, he toasts to that kind of stuff. The trailer for that dropped last week. We watched that. I like that. Noir, huh? I do like noir if it's done well. And Fincher, I think, is somebody who could handle noir well. The Killer, and that's going to be on Netflix this fall, or this winter. So when it comes out on Netflix, we'll be watching this. And there he is, right there, standing, taking his applause and adulation. And that's a good feeling. And this is like pretty much the only kind of press that can be done right now, because actors and writers can't go up promote their films. So this kind of thing is what you're going to see there. Now, as you can see here in the article, Roman Polanski's The Palace was also there. And if you don't know what Roman Polanski did in the past, wasn't good. And banners have come up protesting Roman Polanski and Woody Allen films that appear in Venice. Woody Allen has also come under fire for the same kind of treatment of younger girls. And Roman Polanski can't come back to the United States because he will get arrested. So I understand the protest of the movies. I know a lot of people like Rosemary's Baby as the Polanski's best film, but for me, it's Ninth Gate. We watched it here on the channel, didn't we? Sorry, we watch so much stuff. We do so much stuff here on the YouTube, I sometimes forget. But the Ninth Gate is the only Polanski film that I'll stomach, because I do believe, well, he admitted that he did what he did with mistreating younger girls. And so did this guy right here, Woody Allen. And most people look the other way with what he did. Grooming. Woody was more of a groomer. If you want to look at what grooming was, that's what he did. Once I learned that about Woody Allen, I kind of stepped away from watching his stuff. He does have an artistic flair. He's got artistic chops, but it's kind of like I'd rather not. I'd rather not. That's the way I feel. And yeah, he says I've been very lucky my whole life. Well, yeah, you have, because if you did what you did today, you would be slapped with some fines and you would be canceled. No doubt, you would be 100% canceled. He's come out with an article too, talking about cancel culture is silly and shouldn't be taken seriously and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, dude, you're 87. Just move on, retire, go out and I don't know. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it's kind of like those are the festival headlines. And Killer, despite that ovation, has gotten some mixed reviews. Maybe, see, because we know it's noir. Noir has a very different style of pacing, of tempo. And not everybody is going to be on board with that. Like, I still think about that Liam Neeson noir that came out this year, Marlowe. And I really liked Marlowe. That was a very good noir film, but people didn't like it because I don't think people were expecting a Liam Neeson action film, and it wasn't. It was a slower burn noir, and I would like to actually watch this movie with you guys and come to its defense, because I liked it, and it was cool seeing Jessica Lange back in this. It was noir done right, and I hope that David Fincher is somebody of that caliber that's got it right. So I'm hoping that these mixed reviews are just referring to that pacing. I think is the Killer up on Rotten Tomatoes? Let's see if we can pull that up. I'm going to go over to my Rotten Tomatoes page and pull up the Killer and see if that is there. Yeah, there. 91% by that doesn't look mixed to me, so I don't know what they're doing with that headline. But knowing that it's noir, I'm going to know that going in. Irish Times says the Killer follows Fincher to exercise his own perfectionist instincts in a raw entertainment that makes a virtue of its emotional distance. It may prove to be Fincher's first self-help film. Huh. So was he trying to use it as some kind of catharsis? Somebody who didn't like it, Vanity Fair. A few moments in the film do get the blood up, but otherwise the Killer is curiously inert. It wheels spinning with little traction. So that, again, that could be just because of the pacing. We'll have to wait and see. But those are some of the festival headlines. Once TIFF comes out to Toronto International Film Festival, we'll take a look at some of those headlines as well, because as I said, it's pretty much the only kind of promotions that people can do for their movies right now. All right, we're kind of behind schedule here, so I'm going to try to pick up the pace, but you know what? It is a long weekend, so who cares if we run over time? Bollywood movies. This up on Movie Web caught my eye as a title: 12 Bollywood movies for beginners. Now, guys, first of all, here's what you need to know about Bollywood movies. Not every movie out of India is a Bollywood movie. We here in North America, we categorize it as Bollywood movies, but there's, depending on which language it is, it's got its own Hollywood. So there's Tollywood, Collywood, Mollywood. Bollywood means Hindi. Tollywood's like Telugu, right? There's different languages. So we kind of put that generic Bollywood stamp on all of those movies. But I'd just say, be careful. There's definitely distinctions. Let's just see what their list is and see if I agree with them. Om Shanti Om. And that's a classic with Deepika Padukone and Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. Queen. Is that Kangana? Looks like her because I can recognize that mole there. I do like Kangana. She's awesome. Kal Ho Nai Ho. Again with Shah Rukh Khan. Hmm? Dilwali Dulhahani Lejehone. Sorry, some of these names I'm going to butcher. But I'm guessing that somewhere along here you're going to see Bahubali. Three Idiots. Yeah, that's one that's common. Here, people have recommended that I should check that one out. Three engineering students in India attending a prestigious university in the country's capital. Yeah, I do want to check that one out. Kabhi Kushi Kabhi Gam focuses in on one family. And Bollywood films, again, it's like noir. As I said, it's a different style of storytelling. It's got a different pacing. It's got a bit of a different story structure because they're usually longer films. And it's like a ride that you go through a myriad of different emotions. At one time you're feeling happy. At one time you're feeling sad. It's like a roller coaster kind of thing. They want to get you going through all the different kind of emotions and stuff like that. Pathan. Really? That one's up there? Pathan? That one came out this year, didn't it? That was in theaters. I didn't go out to see it. Rocky or Rani Ki Ramkhani. Isn't that one out right now? That's in theaters right now. That's one that you should start with. Let me just pull up my theater listings. Oh, I guess it was last week that was here. This is Zombie Town. Yeah. So what this is saying is that I need to get my butt out to the theater and start watching more of these foreign films. Ram Leela. Who's in that? Ravindra Singh and Deepika Padukone. Yeah, you'll see lots of with her. She's very popular. PK. Amir Khan. An alien that finds himself on Earth. Fascinating. And again, I like it when they try to take these abstract stories and do their versions of it, right? Gully Boy. Never heard of that one. Really, you're not going to put KGF up here, really? And no Bahubali. Really? That's the number one that I thought would. That, wow. Huh. Very interesting. All right. It was worth a look. Let's move on to some hit or miss. Yeah, sorry that I got to go through these a little bit faster. Nicholas Winding Refn lashes out against overfunded and rotten streaming services. The Neon Neiman director, and of course he did Drive. Again, he's got a very artistic style that a lot of people, well, some people appreciate. I think sometimes if he's let off the leash, he goes a little bit overboard. I liked aspects of Neon Demon. What was that other one that he did with Ryan Gosling, where he's like sort of in love with his mother over in, was it Cambodia or something? That one was a little too much. Neon Demon was weird, especially towards the end. Only God Forgives. Yeah, that. He's got a very different style for sure. So he says that they should end. Cinema is dead. No, I don't agree with that. He thinks that platforms kind of saturated everything and kind of saturated everything and devalued content to just a swipe. And that I agree with that the streaming services and the amount of streaming services have kind of turned movies, have kind of conditioned people into that swipe mentality, where if you're looking at something on Netflix and you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to watch that. I'll watch the first 2 minutes and then, no, I don't like it. Move on. That kind of mentality has kind of moved over to the cinemas, where it's kind of like, if you didn't like the trailer, then it's kind of like, I'm not going to go to the theater. I'll wait for it to be on streaming services. So I kind of agree with that. While I don't like all of his films, I do respect Nicholas Winding Refn. as a filmmaker, because I do understand that he has a different style. He's got a different approach to filmmaking for sure. Even though I projected it was dead years ago, it's something we have to fight for. Theatrical movies are part of what makes us human and experience creativity. Well, again, okay, I'll grant you this. At least Nicholas Winding Refn is trying to show us something different. It's something you've heard me echo and say over and over again, even in this episode. He does try to show us something different. It's just marketing ruined Drive. For me, it did. I like Gosling's performance. I like Christina Hendricks in it. Just the ending. Yeah. Next, horror movie reboots. Horror movie reboots gone horribly wrong. Fascinating. Okay. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre last year, my first live full watch along movie that we did with my old webcam, because I didn't have the power cord for the camera back then. I had fun with that, and what made that one work was that it was short. It was very short, like an hour and 20 minutes short. Halloween 2007. Actually, no. What was wrong with that? I actually prefer Rob Zombie's Halloween over the David Gordon Green trilogy. Anything out of the David Gordon Green trilogy. I liked his approach. Again, with Rob Zombie. At least he's trying to show us something different. I may not like 32 or what was that other one? 3 from Hell. But at least he's trying to do something different. Lords of Salem is, ugh. But I respect that he's trying to do something different. Munsters, but James, the Munsters. One Missed Call, 2008. Did I? The American remake of The Ring. One Missed Call. Was One Missed Call a remake of the Ring? Did I know that? Huh. Prom Night, 2008. Yeah, again, just shaking up the cast and doing a different cast is not enough. My Bloody Valentine 3D. Carrie, 2013. Again, echoing, just shaking up the cast, even having like Chloe Grace Moretz in there, who is a fantastic actress, and I want to see a lot more work from her. She does have a great career, and I'd cast her in anything. Poltergeist 2015. Yeah, that one sucked. That sucked. The Stepfather 2009. To the movie's credit. So, I like the House of Wax remake. Fog sucked. The Fog's 2005 sucked. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. You just don't give us a bunch of CG schlock, because they did this wall effect with practical effects back then. It was a real guy pushing through something. This CGI schlop has got to stop. The Omen 2006. Yeah. The Wicker Man. But you got to, okay, if you listen to Nicolas Cage say that it was supposed to be like, not like a farce movie, but it was supposed to be kind of like not taken seriously. I think it kind of worked. It's been done better. Like The Apostle was much more creepier, but in the same kind of concept about a guy going to an island to investigate something and then realizing that, ooh, we're in the deep shit here. There's some kind of cult thing going on here. The Apostle did it much better. And that's on Netflix. Yeah, I don't know. Talking about some music headlines here. Former Smash Mouth leader Steve Harwell is in hospice care. This took me by surprise. Everybody likes Smash Mouth, right? Rockstar. Apparently he's on his last leg here, guys. Although Steve is here with us all, sadly it won't be it's only for a short time. Apparently he's got liver failure. It doesn't say why he's got liver failure, but apparently he's got health issues. He was battling health issues for a while. And hospice is the last stage of care before you pass on. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Liver failure. Yeah, he struggled with alcohol abuse. If you can't stop, you can't stop. It sucks. All the programs out there. Some people can't beat it, and it's hard. 2013, he was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. If you can't beat it, man. Smash Mouth singer. Bummer. Well, we can't end off like that. Let's go to one of my favorite performers, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift reacts to Cruel Summer passing 1 billion streams on Spotify. Cruel Summer. Yeah, and I like Cruel Summer as a song. Love you all so much for this. Again, she thanks their fans and stuff like that for this. I got my tickets for the Eras Tour movie. Do you guys have yours? Speaking of which, let's go to that. Let's see what the Eras Tour is. That sold out yet here? Friday, October 13th. Oh, it is filling up though. I'm still down right here. I would love to sit right here on the second row. Actually, I don't know why I didn't. But it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I sat by the aisle so that I could get up and go to the washroom. I don't want to go through everybody. But I'll be there. I'm going to have to buy a Taylor Swift shirt of some kind. All right. That's all I got for today, guys. I thought that we would just go on to the Twitterverse. Start maybe rounding out. Chris Schober's in the live chat. He says, whoops. Saw 11 is happening. Yeah, for sure. No doubt. All right. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Greta Gerwig's Barbie is now 15th highest grossing film of all time globally. Well, good. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer has surpassed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at worldwide box office. It is now third highest grossing movie of 2023. Episode 1 of Heartstoppers. I don't know what that is. Happy birthday to Beyonce. It's Beyonce's birthday. Little Mermaid will be released in 2 days. Should we do a full live watch along for the live action Little Mermaid? I don't know. Why is Sophie Turner trending? I do like Sophie Turner. Of course, once you click it, nothing is there. Smash Mouth is trending because... Oh, he has died. Okay, he's died. He's passed on. Rest in peace. Steve Harwell. Huh. Sofia Coppola, Kaylee Spaney, and Jacob Elordi for Priscilla. Kaylee Spaney is somebody. I think she's going to have a bright career ahead of her as well. Sofia Coppola, good female director. R.I.P. Steve Harwell, yeah. Artglass says, I binged One Piece and Who is Aaron Carter on the weekend. Both good series. Oh, really? Who is Aaron Carter keeps popping up on my recommended list, saying, like, you know how Netflix recommends based on percentages of your past viewings, if you may like it. Aaron Carter comes up. One Piece I don't know anything about. I know that it's popular, Maybe we can do that from that perspective. Use it that angle and watch One Piece together, maybe. Jeff Nichols, Bike Riders, 90% on the tomato meter. Sofia Coppola's Priscilla. First trailer for Godzilla Minus One. Sholo with my Selena. No, get away from her. Get away from her. Oh, well, whatever. She deserves to be happy. I guess they were at some soccer match. Nobody's good enough for my Selena. Nobody's good enough for my Taylor. That's the way I look at it. James, that's very ugly of you to say. I know. Killer's 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, we looked at that. All right. Doesn't look like there's too much here. Talk to Me has surpassed Hereditary to become A24's highest grossing horror movie at the domestic box office. There's Jacob Elordi as Elvis. Oppenheimer has surpassed Inception at the worldwide box office. Really? I still like... Inception is still my favorite Christopher Nolan. But Oppenheimer is so good, man. It truly is. Oh, why is Tim Curry trending? Why was Tim Curry trending? One of my favorite actors. Just an appreciation thread? Yeah. He definitely had a style to him. All right, I was going to check my YouTube page to see if there's a trailer that has dropped. I don't think so. All right. Well, shall I have my breakfast and then we'll come back and start back in with some Final Fantasy over on Twitch? Actually, you know what? They should allow us to do this. Just so people know, I do stream games over on Twitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sample, some of that gameplay. And why not? Tim Curry is 76 tomorrow. Oh, is that why it's trending? 76. He had a stroke, so he can't continue acting too much anymore. But he still goes out to some of the Comic-Cons and stuff, like some of the festivals, promoting stuff, letting fans come up to him and ask for like autographs and stuff. So he still participates. He's still involved in stuff, which is cool. Because Tim Curry, the original Pennywise clown was good. My favorite is Clue. Wadsworth the Butler. But pretty much anything that he showed up in, he was also really good. All right, let's see if I can play a little bit of this for you guys while we're here today. Take on a ranked match. Why not? Oops, hold on. I turned down the audio because I was listening to some music in the background while I play. I was just boning up on my skills. So I'll take a few matches here and maybe you can watch me get my ass kicked. But it's all in fun, right?
Here comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
And you'll see that I've hopefully acquired a few more skills.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with a projectile. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Tons of drive and health to work with. Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. Player one has them legit shook in the corner. Denies the attack, and next up, brushes off the throw. Big, low, reaching heavy. Knockdown. Checks them with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. They break things off to take a quick breather. Player one chases them down. Can't tech the throw. All right, what's coming up next? Gets the knockdown, and now, taking drive rush to keep it going. Shows a medium kick. Oh, they were looking for that overhead.
I got you.
The match. One hit's gonna do it. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner. Springs forward with KO.
Yeah.
Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump in. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Gets the knockdown, and now smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Charges forward. Holds up. It's a good spot to use a super.
Perfect spot for a super.
They're not playing around here. Counting on the rushes that off and keeps going. Uses the target combo as a filler. Genius read. Going on the offensive? Player two is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Ooh, what a smart throw.
Terrible.
Looking for a chance. Sets up with the jump in. Player one can't let this simmer. They got a back throw for damage and vital positioning. Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's drive impact misses? Drive from
He got me. He got me, man.
The real fight starts now.
Jamie, I got your number next. You're mine. I'm not gonna hold back now.
Drops him hard. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Jumps. Connects with the throw.
He doesn't seem to act like
To the hesitation and get some good damage in return. Low heavy. Both sides getting ready. Totsugeki to the face. Dangerous range here. The low.
Hey, he seems to be doing that.
Low heavy, but no go. Oh, here we go. Taking forward rush. Perfection. Looking to fall all in with a rush. Escapes the corner. Do they have what it takes? Gotta do better than that. Scrambling here to avoid that corner. Yo, cut that boy off. He's had too much. A real test of nerves here. The parry. I called it. I called it. Dragon Lash Flame cooks him up good. Dangerous range here.
He got me.
I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes
All right, I wasn't focused. I wasn't concentrating. I'm not going to take that guy on again, even though I probably could kick his butt. But you just got your butt kicked, James. Yeah, I did. But I want to get warmed up. I'll finish my coffee here too.
A new challenger.
Let's rock and roll. Cammy.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Beginning operation.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? The low kick connects. The low heavy hits. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Taking stock. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Grabs them. All right, he takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. This is looking bad. What are they gonna do? Where's their opening? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense, and the throw ends the round.
Again, with a new challenger. He doesn't have any ranking. See how below my name it says bronze?
Immediate jump in. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Charges forward. Player one chases them down. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Gets scooped from down low. Side switch in the corner. Misses the grab. Cannon spike.
Oh my God, James, what are you doing?
Oh my God, they just jumped it up. Player two looking to wraps it up with
Terrible.
a decisive combo.
What are you doing?
Here's the final round. The real fight starts
Just get
now.
into it.
Pops him with a shoulder. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Uses the game for the super. They're not playing around here.
Bet that hurt.
This is it. Hits him with a stopping bomb. Yes, sir. More damage, please. What a parry. The low kick hit. Player one can't use drive anymore. Will this drive gauge gap decide the round? Player one needs to take advantage of. Will this super art do anything? Hits them while they're standing. Shifting things into high gear. Oh, here we go. What a turns out. Getting up close and personal. Sets up with the jump in. It is over. Player one
I had
is
her.
gonna be watching replays for this
I'm gonna
one.
lose ranking
Wow.
because of that.
They really took
I
it
want a
down to the
rematch.
wire. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. The throw whiffs. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Breaks the block with a throw. Good work staying in throw range there. Uncomfortable space here. And they clip each other on the edge. Decides to spend the meter, brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Reads their mind and texts a throw. Player KO.
Wow, James. Wow.
Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Combo with the target combo. Jumps. Hits him with a stopping block. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player two is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Breaks those shins. This is a turning point. They gotta turn it around. One chance here may end this match. Player two is dominating just in there. Here's the final round.
Syrup
The real
boy,
fight starts now.
I got your number. I'm coming for you.
Starts things off with a jump in. The last round. It's now or never.
My way.
Smart play with the throw. Ooh, what a smart
Wow,
play.
you do that twice, huh?
That throw will do some good damage.
Do it 3 times. Cheap.
Looking for a hole. Nothing stops this train. The parry. Raw super art incoming. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it.
Locked on.
Over in a flash. Player one is a force to be reckoned with.
I just lost my ranking. Bummer. Bummer, man.
Here comes a new challenger.
Again with Jamie. We got Jamie and Cammy. Is that all I get?
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? No heavy. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage
Holy
off the
crap, I'm just getting owned.
Locks the jump in. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Trips him up. Long low attack hits.
Hey, they're waiting for me
The
to make
drink level's
this.
up to 4. All options are on the table. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player one
Yeah.
picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Immediate jump in. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Going on the offensive? The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Both fighters have a full super meat, springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Drive rush to keep it going. Blocks it. Hits them with a stop and fire. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Both sides getting ready. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Drink level 4 and now taps them on the dome.
All or nothing!
Still alive? Still alive?
Sit down and shut up!
Closes it out.
Got you.
Yeah! Can't
Here's
One
the
more,
final
James.
round.
You need one
The
more.
real fight starts now. The low block. Player 2 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Drive rush to keep it going. Opts for the free flow kicks to get springs forward with the drive rush. Throws them. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Getting it all on the drive rush. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Oh, he rushes in. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Drive parry. That throw's gonna take off a chunk of damage. The drive impact doesn't work. Huge chance after that wall splash. Low heavy. What will be the follow-up here? Where they are
God
done.
damn it.
Player 1 clinches the win.
I had him though. He
But
was.
that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Feeling a real buzz. Breaks those shins. Scrapping
Okay,
it
so
out
I can't
up
jump up to
close.
him because he'll do that move on me.
Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Knockdown. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Can't tech the throw. Takes a trip. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. The drink level's up to 4. All options are on the table. All right, what's coming up next? Life lead opens up. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Gets them. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight!
Immediate jump in. Are we going to see some fireworks here?
All yesterday I was kicking people's butts. And now all of a sudden,
Throws them. What's next?
everybody's
Takes
owning.
a trip. Jumps. Big throws. That throw will do some good damage. Going on the offensive? They both have full drive gauge. Hits them with a stop and pop. Super art? A parry? Are they trying to bait a throw? They may have something up their sleeve. Player 2 will look to apply throws them. There, just goes for it at this range. The super doesn't hit. A quick breather. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. The low kick hits. Quick knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Both of them back off. They may be preparing for driver. Put the fear of God in it. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Just gotta get warmed up, I suppose.
Final round! Fight!
Opens with a fireball. This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Low heavy.
He likes to do
Smart
that.
stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Boots him and takes a swing. Who will force the other's hand? Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Both absolutely refusing to give up ground. Low heavy, but no go.
You can always respond with that
here we
3 kick.
Absolutely relentless. Throws them. What's next? Forward rush. Player 2 has a full drive gauge, but is on the brink. Knew the throw was coming. A real test of nerves here. Throw is denied. Neither fighter is showing the drive impact doesn't work. Rushes in. Excellent block. Shoryu! I can't believe it. Noticeable throw heavy out of nowhere.
Again, with that lower kick
I've
thing
seen
that
a
he
lot
does.
of fights in my day, but
I
nothing.
gotta learn how to
even
defend
comes
against
close to
that.
this.
So Jamie's lower attack, I gotta figure out a way to counter. Whenever I'm closer up to him, whenever I'm coming down, he can do that 3 kick that gets like 3 kicks on me. So I'll have to work in the practice round and
Here comes a new
in the practice
challenger.
realm and try to figure out a way to kill him.
We're about to see a mirror match go down where they can match each other move for move. This is the hardest kind of match. Who will come out on top?
I don't know who will come on top. Me?
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play.
Not so fast.
Blocks the jump in. Opts for
Oh,
the
is that
throw.
what you want to do?
Was well in range to score the throw.
Up and over.
Throws them to negate the block. Lets off a projectile to waste time. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Life lead opens up. Gets the jump in.
Eye on the prize.
And the throw ends
Weird.
the round.
That you were able to do
On the
that
board first with the win. They'll
and
want
grab
to
me
keep the pressure
right
on.
down afterwards and I couldn't grab you afterwards?
Goes for the jump in to start the round. Big opening ready to be taken advantage of after that parry. Amazing read to flash the parry just in time to catch the attack. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Uses the game for the super. They're not playing around here.
See, these guys got like
Dealing
full.
a nice chunk of damage. What a payoff. Jumps in. Throws him. A quick breather. Opts for the critical art. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Risky up close. KO.
These everybody I've been facing
Player
seems to have
one
like
showed they are truly the best of the best.
a super speed.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Nails the anti-air. Sticks the combo. Handily escapes the throw. These two fighters are perfectly synced. Does a good job of pushing back. Shoots off a fireball up close. What's the play here? Can't tech the throw? What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. KO.
Wow, like completely owned.
Player 1
I think this is
on
not the time
board
of day
first
for me
with
to
the
be
win.
fighting.
They'll want to keep the pressure on. Immediate jump in. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jumps. Checks him with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Knockdown and charges forward. Player 1 will look to crowns him from above.
Wow.
Are they going to read the jump in perfectly? A super art? Closes it out.
5-win
Player
streak.
1 comes away with the
Not even
win.
close. And I'm just losing my ranking. Again, I see how I was up like at 3,800 at the start.
Here comes a new
I played for like
challenger.
3 hours yesterday. God. I don't expect
They're
people
all
to roll
fired up.
over, but I
You're
expect
almost underway.
to be equal somewhat.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Wow. Shut down. So they break
Hey,
forward.
why
to
do you
pressure the
why do you
opponent. Decides to go in with the target combo. This is a tough spot. Takes the chance to KO.
blocks
Player
everything?
2 hits up the always
It says
important
new
first
challenger,
round.
but I don't
They'll
buy
want to
it.
Keep the ball rolling.
I think new challenger means they can hide their score.
Goes for the jump in to start. Everything up, target locked and scoop. charges forward. Knockdown and breaks the block with a throw. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna put sneaks in
Yeah.
the row?
You know what? I haven't even had my breakfast
Player
yet.
two took no time to finish that fight.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, I think I would rather play Final Fantasy 7 in about an hour, so we'll do that. And maybe an hour and a half, maybe 1:30 we'll be back on, guys. But at least you get to see a little bit of a sample of me getting my butt kicked. God, that was disgraceful. No, I don't care about the run times. I really don't for Ahsoka. I'm not one of those people that are like, ooh, you gotta have a 55-minute episode, otherwise it's not good criteria, people. I hate that mentality. It's one of the first things that gets me triggered. If it's 30 minutes and it's good, nobody will complain. Anyway, we'll watch Ahsoka this week, and we'll see who that Inquisitor identity is. See you guys in a little bit over on Twitch. We'll be playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake. We'll be going in. I gotta have some breakfast first, even though I don't feel like eating. Maybe I won't eat. I don't know. See you guys tomorrow on this channel for more stuff. You're watching Mirror Domains.